1 second.
Okay. Have your coffee, Friday night tea.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the living.
The dad.
And the cats. Oh, God, the cats.
The cats have lots of new furniture to explore.
Yes, they do.
But we're still doing the intro. So,
that.
Warning to all the sensitive ears out there.
I haven't said yet, have I?
I need to get the disclaimer out before you say the bad word. Otherwise, I have to bleep it out.
So you can bleep it out. We haven't done bleeps yet. That'll be fun.
I know.
Anyway,
that would be exhausting.
Disclaimer.
We're gonna swear. And totally from this point on, they're not gonna be bleeped. So
fuck yeah.
You are just ready to dive in, aren't you?
I'm so ready.
Okay.
It's been a long couple of weeks for me at work.
Oh, I'm Harry.
I'm Molly. I'm Harry's mommy.
Gross. That's my mom.
Gross.
And we're gonna do a puzzle.
We're gonna do a really funny puzzle.
A really adorable puzzle that I think my dad got me a couple Christmases back.
Your dad or your grandpa? Either one.
No, I think it was Dad.
Oh, okay.
But it's no.
Totally Grandpa.
Maybe.
I think it was Grandpa.
It's a history of cars. And it's very cute, but it's...
And yet at the same time, for those of you who have been listening, it's so much nicer than the last puzzle we did. Which, by the way...
We never finished.
We did not finish.
And
we're going to burn... I don't know if you can burn a puzzle in effigy, but we are going to. That puzzle was evil.
Yeah, I think that would be a waste of... I did pay money for it, so...
Oh, all right, fine.
I'll make my kids do it eventually, and then just be like, did you finish the puzzle?
Your grandmother and I did that puzzle. Don't mention that we didn't finish it.
Yeah.
You gonna dump this thing?
Well, we have things to talk...
Oh, we do?
No, we're ready to go.
Okay. Fuck it, let her roll.
In with the good thoughts, out with the bad thoughts. Thank you for your money. My fingers were stinging, left with the same feeling. No one's really listening. Bad things.
And music's over.
Okay.
I guess.
Or it's starting now.
Oh my gosh, I already see like 7 edge pieces. I love this puzzle already.
Right?
So maybe I judged too quickly.
Or maybe we judged too slowly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I mean, there is...
It could still be terrible, but there do seem to be distinct colors, and that's good.
And, like, not just blobs.
Yeah.
And besides that, I know cars.
Yeah. You do know cars. Well, compared to me.
Or your sister.
Or my sister. Well, Maddie knows...
One car.
Yes.
Oh, no, 2. She knows Subaru and Tesla.
Yes. But we'll get to that in a sec. Tell me, where does your interest in cars come from?
It's not so much an interest as a growing up situation. When I was little, tiny, my dad worked for Toyota, and then he worked for Subaru, and then he worked for BMW, the motorcycle division, but he drove BMWs for a field car. And then he took some weird left turn and worked for Winnebago. I'm still trying to work that one out. Coffee's ready. I love you, Dad. Anyway, so I just grew up like...
I love you too.
Duh.
Papa.
You know, like, we loved Toyotas when I was really little, and like Datsun, that was Nissan when I was little.
Okay, so you're already starting to go over my head.
Right, so...
What is Datsun? And did I say that right?
You did. D-A-T-S-U-N.
Okay.
Those were the first 2 cars that were imported into the United States from Japan, and they were mostly little small economy cars that were cheap to run. They were kind of a competitor to the Volkswagen.
Nice.
Which
I know what that one is. They make the
yeah. They make more than one car, by the way.
They make the weed vans.
Yes, and they make the Bug.
I don't know. That's what I learned from across the universe. And
you know, you always get what I need you to get out of movies. So anyway, I grew up being able to identify cars from like their grill or from the side, and knowing like if it was a Subaru or a Toyota or a BMW or a Mercedes. The American cars not so much, but definitely all the foreign cars. And I have children who are like, oh, look at the yellow car. That's how they define cars.
I've never mustered up anywhere near that much excitement when talking about a vehicle.
Uh-huh. Anyway, so, yeah. I am not a car freak. I did go through a stage when I was younger when I really wanted a 66 Mustang because I was born in 1966. Yeah, do the math. You can figure out how old I am. And I thought it would be really cool to have a car that was born the same year I was. I now realize owning a 54-year-old car, to be 55 this year, might not be the wisest thing. But when I was 18, it seemed really cool.
That was nice of you to do the math for everybody.
They're listening to a podcast, you know.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have to do math. So we're doing a puzzle with cars. Apparently it's the history of cars. I can't quite tell that yet. And Harry will do great at it because the cars are all different colors.
That was the title on the box. We'll both do great at it because the cars are different puzzles.
Well, I'm concerned because I'm guessing there's a lot of American cars in here, and like I said, not so much.
I don't think your car knowledge is gonna translate into puzzle aptitude. I mean, it might, but that's not. I didn't.
No, I don't. It's possible you're right. We're actually talking about the puzzle.
I know.
That's so weird
that's
for
the
us.
whole premise.
Yes, but that is not.
It's a weak premise. I'll be honest, but we don't have time to research things, and
that's why we have our phones.
Yeah.
Although my phone is charging. So.
My phone is also charging, so we are internetless.
Well, that was the first one we did a lot. Oh, speaking of which, I need to make my corrections from the last episode.
Oh, yes, we have...
I'm still mortified about that.
Corrections corner. Every podcast has one.
Okay. So, in the...
Wait, I need to paint a picture.
Oh, God.
My mother has just walked out of the room and come back in with a flashcard, basically, of bullet notes that she needs to mention.
So the problem is, now I'm trying to remember what these related to.
No, now you're self-conscious.
Really?
Now.
Took it till now to make me self-conscious. So I made some comment about Broadway stars. Oh, I know what it was.
Oh,
it was the company that's hiring people from Broadway.
SVU. And so...
That's right.
You do your thing, sorry.
So what I made this snide comment about, well, I hope they're hiring people that actually need work and not people and I don't remember who I said, but I said Lin-Manuel Miranda, people that don't actually... And then I said Audre Lorde. Audre Lorde is a writer, not an actress. I meant Audra McDonald, and I'm more than a little mortified.
See, and I just went with it. I assumed it was just somebody that if I mentioned I didn't know who that was, that you would just tear me apart. I didn't want that to happen.
Okay. We also... Did this end up getting cut out, the part about... I think it might have. When we were talking about the book I was reading about the Greek myth of Achilles.
I don't remember if I kept that part in. I kept some of the book topic in and not all of it.
Well,
so
remember I was talking about how to pronounce his name, and you knew because
it
was a Shakespearean
Patroclus,
play.
yeah.
Patroclus. Well,
Is that not
he was
right?
he was in this play.
Troilus and Cressida.
Yes. Thank you.
The play
That was the play.
where with not Hercules but Achilles.
I mean details.
I misspoke last time, but we called it out then, so it's fine. And then I did not bother to double check myself on any of the things I said last week, so if I was wrong, somebody's gonna have to tell me, because I don't have that kind of time.
There you go.
So, hey Mom.
Hey, Harry.
What about the Bernie memes?
I wasn't going to bring them up because y'all are so sick of them.
Everybody is sick of them, except for you.
I don't think that's true.
No.
But
I don't know. The internet burns out on stuff real quick.
Well, we actually brought up Bernie memes in a meeting I was in today, and I
Did
said...
it burn out?
Wow.
No, it wasn't good.
And I said that so last week, and I realized it literally was so last week, and that's how fast our world is turning now, is that Bernie memes have gone from not existing, being on fire, to being passé in 7.5 days. And for some people, depending on your age, the person across the table from me, much quicker than that.
Yeah, it was... I mean, I just had to be on Facebook for like 5 minutes, and I was over it.
So done. So done. So the last one I saw.
No, go for it. Oh, was that the one
The
where
polar
like
bear.
the... Oh, I thought it was a shark.
Well,
No,
every
it was-
good meme must come to an end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the one I saw was a polar bear, but I
Okay.
can...
No, it was probably a polar bear. I didn't pay that much attention. Because I was so over it.
No, wait. You weren't sure if it's a polar bear or a shark? I mean, there are different things going on there, child.
I just remember that Bernie wasn't there.
The chair and the mittens were. Is that...
Yeah. No? Yeah.
What? I was like, it should be, though.
And then...
Sorry, it's a purple car.
Yeah, we found... Oh, yeah, we have to talk about things when we make noises.
Edit.
Why?
I don't know.
What did I say?
We have to talk about things when we make noises. There's a human.
I know, I have a human too. Is yours a human body?
Mine is a human. No, it's not that human body.
Okay. I have a leg.
Is it a leg in jeans?
Yeah.
No. No, that is not
the
the
wrong
leg I'm
one.
looking for.
I didn't make the joke, but I did do the Jedi hand gesture.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And
And I appreciate you saying what you did so that people listening would understand why I'm laughing.
okay.
I mean, maybe. No, don't do that, young man. We have new furniture. We're super excited.
Yes, we even have a new puzzle-doing table.
And new light bulbs in
Yes.
the light above the puzzle-doing table.
We
This is
are
like the...
just living our best lives.
Really?
Yes.
And I was going to say living the dream.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
weak. Howard, it doesn't mean you can come do it on the other side.
And the cats are here.
Well, one of them is. The old fart. I feel like you and I must have each other's
Oh, we do. Sorry, we should
matching pieces, because...
we should join forces eventually here. I just know I'm gonna start leaning over the table, and then the sound is gonna get like different.
Wackadoo. I am looking for edge pieces,
Anyway.
by the way. I'm not just trying to make noise with the puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
What else are we going to talk about?
I don't know. We could talk about how you rolled a car.
Ooh,
with both of your children in it.
Wow! I also rolled a car with my mother in it.
Oh, I did. Wait, was that the same rolling?
No, she was not in the car.
Oh, twice.
I've rolled 2 cars. They were both Toyotas. I walked away from them both. Toyota's pretty decent car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Hyundai.
Not Kia.
I don't know. It was just the first one that wasn't Toyota.
Yeah, but you own a Kia.
Yeah, but I don't think about it all the time.
Wow. Anyway, yes, I have rolled 2 cars. I don't recommend it.
I don't remember it.
You were asleep.
I slept through the whole thing.
Well, when
a skill that has followed me to this day. I really need to live with other people just in case there's a fire. Because I won't wake up.
And yet, you are an insomniac.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I rolled a Toyota Previa, that's before Sienna or whatever their minivan is now, on I-90, just west of Moses Lake, going about 70 miles an hour. It was pretty exciting. Harry was asleep until we were upside down, which is how the car finished ending up. And I could feel the rocks through the roof of the car on my head because the car had compressed enough that my head wasn't going to squish anymore and I could feel the gravel.
Oh. That is really scary.
It was very scary. I remember thinking very clearly, if the car compresses anymore, I'm going to be hurt because I can't squish anymore. But it stopped. We even had the dog in the car with us, Denali.
Denali was such a good dog. I think. I was very little, I don't remember.
She was not the smartest dog, but she was a good dog. It's not a terrible quality in a dog for it to be not terribly sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all walked away. Maddie had scrapes on her arm and was fairly traumatized. And yet she is a pretty aggressive driver, which I find super interesting. And then when I was much younger, when I was a teenager, I was driving on a dirt road with Grandma in our Land Cruiser. And we rolled it completely over, and then it tipped over once more and ended up on the driver's side. And I would say the interesting part of that accident was when we went off the road, it was down an embankment, and neither of us were sure how far the embankment went. There was also a Pulaski in the back of the car.
What is that?
It is a pickaxe on one side and an axe on the other. And it ended up going through the ceiling of the car. So.
Dang.
But we crawled out of it and walked back down the road because this was up near the log house. So there, and I was a teenager. There were no cell phones. And went and got help. They towed it out, and they fixed the car, and I drove it through the rest of my high school.
Okay.
Yeah. The van was not recoverable. I remember going to the junkyard after the accident with the van that you guys were in to get our stuff out of it and just walk, I got out of the driver's door after the accident hanging upside down, and when I got to the junkyard, I could not get that door open. I have no idea how I got it open. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry to, dig into all your car trauma.
That's,
I have not heard many of those details.
the rollover accident on the freeway was one of only 2 tickets I've ever gotten in my life. The ticket I got when I ended up on the side of I-90 with the wheels in the air was for the my tires leaving the roadway, which I thought, if I hadn't been so pissed about getting a ticket after totaling a car and almost dying, I would have thought was really funny. Yeah. I also got a speeding ticket once. That was in Betty Beamer. I miss Betty Beamer.
Closest I've gotten to getting any kind of ticket was just, I was driving a friend home, and it was 9 o'clock at night, and I had no idea why there weren't more street lamps along, because this seemed like a really dangerous road to drive on, and they should put some more street lamps up so I could see better. And then the police car lights went on behind me, and I was informed that I should probably turn on my headlights.
Oh, yeah.
Which I mostly blame on the friend I was driving. Besides myself, I blame that mostly on myself. But secondarily,
they could have told you.
They could have said something. Blake, I love you.
You got some time still.
Yeah.
I don't recommend car accidents.
Okay, I thought you were, and I was...
I know, you were just like...
I was gonna give you a hard pass on that.
I have killed 2 chipmunks driving.
I was not sure how you were gonna end that sentence, and...
But I was gonna say, those are the only animals I've ever, your sister and your dad have got deer to their name.
They do.
Which is not something I ever want to experience.
Nope. There was one time I was walking to work and...
Where?
Down at the waterfront at the Oyster House. And this car, it was at an intersection, and this car just kind of... There was somebody on a moped, and somebody just...
Well, that's...
No.
Oh,
There wasn't an actual... There wasn't an actual crash, because the car basically edged them off the road, right up against the curb, and they were coming to a stop at the stoplight.
The car or the moped?
Well, both of them.
Okay.
They both have to stop.
I didn't know if they were going the same direction.
They're going the same direction in the same lane, and the car just edged them off to the side until they had completely slowed down 2 or 3 miles per hour as they're pulling to a stop, and they just had no more room and tipped over onto the sidewalk. And I was just oh,
dang!
I'm really glad that wasn't any worse than that, but that's annoying.
Yes. And.
Yes, and.
I was driving down the Entiat one evening, right at sunset, and a deer jumped out in front of the car in front of me, and he hit his brakes so hard that he lost control of the car, and it shot off the road and into some trees alongside the river, upside down.
Oh.
Yeah. So I stopped my car.
Okay.
Ran across the street, knocked on the door, said, "Please call 911. A car just went off the road upside down."
Mm-hmm.
And then I went down. I could see the car upside down in the bushes. I didn't want to go to the car.
Yeah.
And he was fine. The guy was just hanging there. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, I feel
you would
it'd be really hard to get yourself to move. in that situation, you just kind of sit there and
I don't want to
freak out for a couple seconds. We should talk about something a bit more calming, because
we're doing a car puzzle. Come on now.
Right.
We could talk about, sex and cars.
Why? Why would
I was trying to think. There's car accidents. What else do you do in a car? Oh, well, you do that. Okay, never mind.
No.
No.
What are we?
All right, we won't. We'll acknowledge that it should be done safely when the car is not moving and with protection.
Yes.
And we'll carry on from there.
Hi.
He's talking to a cat.
Oh, yes. Say hello.
You squeeze her hard enough so she makes noise? That's not cool. You did not pick the noisy cat.
I know.
We don't really have a noisy cat, thank the Lord.
Stormy's noisy when he wants something.
But he doesn't want something very much. And Howard does his little, where's my mother, I'm freaking out because she's 2 feet away from me and I forgot.
I really think he forgets.
No, I realized, he was 15 this year.
I
keep calling him 14, but I was like, I got him a year ago. Or, he moved back in with me a year ago.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, your cats, they jingle around because they have their little tags, but they don't talk much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that an actual... It seems really wobbly.
Yeah, it's wobbly, but it is...
Okay.
I believe it's a connection. Otherwise, it's a real coincidence that...
Or it's a real long car.
That too.
All right, so unless this person is standing upside down, they're on that side.
Right.
Some logic involved here.
I have no idea what's going on with here's, so I think it's at the top.
And that's down that side.
Okay. Welcome back to Puzzle Talk with Molly and Harry.
God, that's so exciting.
Oh my god, should we call the episode Car Talk? Or is that stupid?
Nope.
You want to come be on this episode, sweetie?
What? Talk about your car accidents and having sex in cars?
Never had.
Well, you're no
Never
fun.
had.
Never had or...
That's it.
Well...
Only have one of those.
The other one is... Wait.
He got real quiet there. It's like he didn't really want to be heard.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe you should leave the podcasting to the experts.
You're the one that invited him.
I just got stoned and I ordered Go Puff, so I'm good.
I
knew I was going to be alone for a while.
Did you order enough for everybody?
I mean, it is a snack delivery service, and shopping on that while you're stoned is kind of like going to the grocery store hungry, so
there will be enough for everybody.
There will be stuff.
And it's Friday night.
Oh, wow, you're already further along in this puzzle than you've gotten this one.
Shut up. Wait, I'm sorry, what was that word?
Is this less pieces? This looks like...
Oh yeah, this is 500.
This is much fewer.
I think. 500?
500, yes.
But the sun was 500.
No, the sun was 1,000.
Oh.
It was 1,000 evil pieces.
Was the one before that the
that was
first
1,000.
episode? Was that 1,000?
Zodiac.
The Zodiac was 500.
That was 500.
That was also 500.
Yeah. But it was round. So I was thinking,
yes,
looking at the cars and then thinking about the script I saw yesterday had me thinking about Grease.
So I looked at the cover, I know, and it's very,
yes.
Grease Lightning.
Which was my favorite song in that musical.
What about Beauty School Dropout?
No. I enjoyed that. I thought it was funny. But Grease Lightning is much better.
Mm.
So that movie came out when I was 12 years old, and my dad and my stepmom June took me for my 12th birthday to go see it. And they bought me the soundtrack album. I was so excited.
Did I don't think I ever had that soundtrack. No.
Well, the fun thing about it was when the movie came out, there were enough stars still alive from the 50s that they could be in the movie, which for a lot of people kind of brought, you had all the young actors.
Yeah.
But then you had like Nanette Fabray and Sid Caesar and just all these famous, I think mostly TV stars from the 50s in that movie, and they were great. They brought so much fun to it.
Nice. I did not know that. That's
And the guy who sang Beauty School Dropout, who was who was that? Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh well. I wasn't alive in the 50s, so I suppose I don't have to know.
Yeah, we also don't have our phones this time.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Someone out there is saying, Molly, it was bleh, you idiot. How could you forget that?
Well, we need to have a
66,
corrections
not 56.
corner next time, so.
If it had been an 80s star, I sure could have come up with a name. Okay. Harry was commenting, we were talking about music.
Music.
Not long before we started this, and I was talking about how when Harry was little, Sheryl Crow was his go-to musician.
Yeah.
And then he commented, that wasn't really what we got there from the previous conversation.
Right. The previous conversation was
how I was a good parent because Harry had seen Sunset Boulevard, the movie.
And she wasn't a good parent because I didn't know the words to any Prince songs. And then you said that I wasn't like a Prince kind of person, and you knew that pretty early on. And then I said, well, no, I didn't say anything. And
I just kept talking like I do.
You kept talking like you do, which is why I depend on you so much for this podcast. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but you are the main content.
Oy.
Thank you for that. I'm essentially your producer. Anyway, and she said I was much more of a Sheryl Crow person. End of story.
We're not going to tell the whole story.
What was the rest? I liked
Steve
Sheryl
McQueen.
Crow. Oh, yeah, you go ahead and tell that.
Oh, sorry. So, Sheryl Crow on... I don't remember what album it was. It wasn't Tuesday Night Music Club.
It was,
Right? It was the one that came out when we lived in Santa Barbara, so I think sometime between 2000 and 2003, and probably closer to 2000. Anyway, it had a song on it called Steve McQueen, and it was all about the actor Steve McQueen and how cool he was. Or being like Steve McQueen, because he was the epitome of cool. Speaking of which, there's a movie called The Tao of Steve that's very good. You should see it.
The what of Steve?
The Tao. T-A-O, Tao.
Gotcha.
The coolness of Steve. Anyway, Harry loved that song and sang along at full blast, singing Steve the Queen. Because at the
Which I'm still pretty sure are the lyrics. Like, if you go back, it's definitely about Steve the Queen.
Yep. Indeed. So.
I don't know.
But that's okay. My children's relationships with music have always brought me great joy. Harry's first favorite song was Brick House by the Commodores.
Because we had the Nordstrom CD. Nordstrom? Eddie Bauer. The...
Starbucks?
Was it a Starbucks CD?
No.
No, it wasn't I remember specifically it was like a really weird... I feel like it was Eddie Bauer.
I did work there for a long time, but
Did they do CDs?
I don't remember them ever doing CDs. Someone fact check this for us. Anyway.
Get Funky was the...
Really?
Wasn't that what it was called?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think
It certainly would have been something I would have owned.
I know.
I feel like we should have all the edge pieces.
I feel like you're not helping enough.
Thought my job was to talk.
It is.
Jeez.
I need to get better at this.
Talking?
Well, I've always been terrible at telling stories. I thought this might make me better at it. Turns out I'm just bad at stories publicly now.
Wow. I don't know about that.
Maxine, the queen.
But what's the next line? It's been a long time. It's been almost 20 years.
You're gonna make it alright.
By the way,
Did
David's the only one in the house who's stoned. We're just silly.
Yeah. I wish. Fun fact.
That was Harry snorting. I just want to be really clear that that was not me, because usually I'm the one snorting with laughter.
No. I just, Sheryl Crow's first album came out the year I was born.
Tuesday Night Music Club? Oh my god.
Yeah. That's maybe. Don't quote me on that. I don't. Well, no. I know her first album came out in '96, but I don't know
if it was Tuesday Night Music.
Yeah. So if you're sure about that, then yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'm pretty sure.
Cheryl, could you get back to us on that and confirm?
Cheryl, I loved you in The Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
What did she do in that one? Apparently I didn't love her that much.
Wait, was she in that?
Yeah, she did, Diana Krall was in it.
Yes.
But Sheryl Crow was also in it. They're the same person, basically.
Well, I thought it was Alanis Morissette. And
Alanis Morissette was also in it.
All three of them were?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I knew...
Sheryl Crow did, Oh, I don't want to be wrong, but did she do Begin the Begin?
I thought that was Alanis.
Oh, you thought that was Alanis?
Did she do Let's Do It?
I want my phone. No, because I think Diana Krall did Let's Do It. No, Sheryl Crow did Let's Do It. I'm sorry.
Alright, we can't stand it.
Cole Porter's Let's Do It was the song I used to woo my husband. And it worked.
I did not know that.
It worked pretty well. I mean, not the only song. Like, he worked at
Alanis Morissette did Let's Do It. You were right. Sheryl Crow did Begin the Begin.
Yes. Never question me. I'm always
Diana
right.
Krall did just one of those things.
Alanis Morissette did Let's Do It.
Yes, that's what I
should have remembered that, because it sounds like Alanis Morissette. Yeah.
God, I love that. I love Cole Porter. I just listened to Broadway Nation's podcast by David Armstrong about Cole Porter.
I still haven't
while I was running
any
yesterday.
of those, and I really
They're
need
so
to,
good.
but I'm
They're
just
so
like
much
not
fun.
that into Broadway.
You are into Broadway?
No, I'm just jaded.
You are.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm on.
You're sad.
I'm on the rebound. I'm
Which then makes me think of Rent. And Rebound.
But yes, it was one of the.
That doesn't work at all.
I think so. For those listening, Mom just connected two pieces to kind of finish one of the edges, and that edge is about 3/4 of the length of its opposite edge. So
something ain't right. That shit ain't right.
Yeah.
But look,
if I had my phone, I'd take a picture because it's really funny.
These pieces all look at that.
Yeah.
I know. It's there somewhere.
Well, because I think this goes up there.
I know, I think you're right. The question is...
This isn't right. No? Maybe that is. Hold, please.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, that totally fit there.
That's super funny.
That was the only place the colors might split up. Okay, so one thing, just to be devil's advocate, literally, because that was a puzzle from hell.
Oh my god. The worst.
The sun puzzle was very well made. Like, it was, like, the pieces were, they had a good mouthfeel.
Stop. God, no wonder we couldn't finish that puzzle. You were eating it.
Yeah, I swallowed half the pieces. I wanted a challenge. No.
Dork.
No, but it was really well made. Like,
yes.
We never had questions as to whether a piece, like, fit or not, you know, when you're doing a puzzle and, like...
Yes.
I like this puzzle.
Well, it's easy.
It's easy. It's nice and easy. I know, but it's like, it's still...
Oh, see, now I go to Tina Turner. Sorry. Which you're not going to get, and don't worry about it. It's a musical reference.
I went to, Estelle.
Mm-hmm.
You make it so easy. Na, 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 na.
Yep.
See, that was a good recommendation.
Tina Turner. Never ever do things nice.
Oh,
easy.
I would have gotten that.
Okay.
If you had said I would totally have gotten that.
Okay, thank you.
And not just from the John Krasinski lip sync battle. But definitely partly from that.
You know, that's all right. Because it couldn't have been better than Kathy Bates doing...
Kathy Bates did a lip sync battle?
Yes.
You can't pull it up now.
No,
We're doing a podcast.
I'm trying to remember what song it was. Hold on. I'm not going to play it, but y'all should... I actually haven't even seen it. But I just saw that it existed and was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
She did Bruno Mars, That's What I Like.
Nice. That's very good.
Yep.
So a lot of the times Mom will give me recommendations for, like, go watch this video. It's amazing. You have to see it now. And
he does it because he is my child.
No, I don't, because one, I've already seen that video like 3 weeks ago. Or two...
I just flipped him off, by the way.
I wasn't watching, so it doesn't count. Or two... Fuck, what was I saying? God damn it. Or two, I'm just like not in the mood and I forget about it. But that was a very good... Ooh, stop the podcast, we have food.
David has discovered a dangerous
podcast.
Dangerous thing.
That's all y'all get.
Fine, I'll just go have another peanut butter cookie.
Well, David made peanut butter cookies.
One of my favorite things about living not alone anymore was I was craving peanut butter cookies the other night. Peanut butter chocolate chip, and lo and behold, my son-in-law made them for me.
You did kind of demand them a little bit.
It's not like I
like it was polite. It was polite, but you did. You did pull the butter out of the fridge.
She told me to.
After you said, "What would you need to make peanut butter cookies for me right now?"
Okay, there's one thing I do have to share with you because I can't tell if it's a monstrosity or if it's going to be delicious.
We'll allow it. Oh, open that up.
Nice.
It could either
So
be delicious or gross.
He's got Pop-Tarts, pretzel, cinnamon, sugar, sweet and salty, and we are going to check that shit out.
Oh, yeah.
This podcast brought to you by Pop-Tarts.
Thank you.
Share it with your mother.
Oh, I thought we were each getting one.
There's only 2 in a pack of Pop. When did they start making 3-pack Pop-Tarts?
There's 2 of us.
I mean, we're American and fat. We're not that American and fat. Don't hate it. Probably get another one and see if it's better warm.
Yeah, I think that it would be better toasted. Which I don't usually...
Speaking of toasted...
I put it back.
Just because.
David,
Eggo waffles.
you will get no sympathy from me tomorrow.
Oh, for the gluten?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fun night.
You're gonna be so unhappy.
You're the one who has to live with the bathroom next to the bed.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm just going to close my door and go to sleep. What were we talking about before the Pop-Tarts entered our life? And when are you going to open that bag of Skittles?
After we record. Oh, I miss D&D.
Next week.
I know. We have we haven't in a while since last year, but...
Last year sounds like literally a year ago, so you should clarify that. Since before Christmas.
Since before Christmas.
Because everybody needed a break for the holidays.
Yeah.
And we were moving.
If you're not listening in order, it's January.
Anyway.
Yes, we do.
D&D.
We play D&D. My David is the dungeon master, and he has crafted a Dungeons and Dragons campaign based off of the Wheel of Time world. If you know the book series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan, it is very good.
And Amazon is turning it into...
Staple. And Amazon is turning it into...
I feel like we've talked about this in an episode before.
We totally haven't.
Okay.
I don't think so. I listen to them a lot.
That's weird. Anyway.
I just spend my days listening to us talk. That's why
You and Sarah Kate. Sarah Kate's like, no, I gave up on y'all. Fuck it. We haven't sworn very much this episode.
I tried.
You have not succeeded.
Aw, fuck, shit. Balls. Is that a swear or just an anatomy?
Hot as balls.
See, I'm not good at swearing. I don't know all the words.
Well, let me tell you.
Crapola.
Jesus. Go back to talking about Dungeons and Dragons, you dork.
Oh yeah, so he's based the campaign off of the Wheel of Time world. And if you've read the series, so it's set like thousands of years or many generations at least after the last battle, which is.
There are 13 books in the series. So
there are
if you want to know
15
about
books in the series.
There's a fuck-ass lot of book in this series.
I would suggest listening to the audiobook narrated to you by Michael Kramer and Kate Redding. I'm just saying, for 15 books, it's a bit easier if somebody's reading it to you.
Here comes your baby boy.
Hi, baby boy.
Don't scare him. He'll pee on the carpet.
No, he doesn't get scared of me, only you. He's only terrified of you.
I don't think that's
here,
true.
buddy. Oh.
Yeah, we're devolving into cat talk.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
Follow us on Instagram to see pictures of our kitties. I know I tell you every time, but they're just so sweet. Cloris Leachman.
And Cicely Tyson both passed away this
Both
week.
passed away this week.
And they were both in their 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, I've told a couple people this, and it just like, so I was reading, oh my gosh, what's the word? A eulogy is what you say at someone's funeral, but what's what you write about someone after they've died? What is that called?
I didn't know.
Here's a word for it. I can't think of it. Anyway, they had one for Cicely Tyson, and they talked about the fact that, I mean, the first sentence was the fact that she was 96 years old.
All I can think of is obituary.
Yes, that's exactly the
Okay.
word I'm trying to think of that I couldn't think of because
I thought that was more of like a death, like, announcement.
yeah,
Which sounds weird, but...
no, that's what it is. It's
Okay.
it's a news. Anyway, they mentioned that she was 96, and then the second sentence said that her publicist did not mention the cause of death. And all I could think was, for God's sake, the woman was 96. Does she really need to have a like? She was just like, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
It's been a long 96 years, and my God, the last month has been hell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, she was
Just the last month. The year before that was...
she was married
PG.
to Miles Davis. Don't say that so you can be heard, my son. Anyway,
Okay, but tell me who that is.
he was a jazz musician. He played the trumpet,
Okay, thank you.
and he was a genius and
I
also
do know who
an
Miles
asshole.
Davis is now, yeah.
Okay. Just because you just needed
Yeah,
jazz and trumpet.
I needed a context.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because I was in Young Frankenstein land in my head.
Oh, you were back with Cloris.
Yeah,
Well, we can talk about her too. It was just the whole thing about her being 96 and the cause of death not being announced, and I was just like, oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
She went to sleep and didn't wake up. And I was just thinking about the fact that when she was on Broadway, when you went to college, she died at 96, and she was on Broadway when you went to college in an all-black cast version of A Trip to Bountiful on Broadway. At the age of 89. She was so amazing. Anyway. I remember on one of our trips, and I don't remember if it was when we were looking at colleges or when you were already there, but I remember reading about it and thinking, that might be really cool to see, but...
I feel like it must have been when we were visiting, because I was...
You knew everything that was going on.
I was forced to be, incredibly dialed in, and I don't remember...
I think it was like the year we were looking
Yeah.
at things, because it would have been amazing to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, but just to do a Broadway show at the age of 89, what an amazing woman.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she was gorgeous. But I think Cloris Leachman was funnier.
Sorry, I started this episode much stronger than the last episode, but I have
Are you fading?
since deteriorated into just kind of, yep, and then occasional musical stings.
Oh my God, Harry. What are we going to do?
Just keep doing it.
Mm.
I'll get better.
Look, I put two pieces together.
Yay! Anyway, this has been The Living, the Dead, and the Cats.
And the cat's on the table, and she's
And the
probably
cat's
gonna
on the
step
table.
on the computer. Cat's on the table and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the...
You skipped that song, the only good number. Not the only good
God, I
number.
hated that song.
It's so good.
It's so terrible.
I also have a wonderful memory from this summer of Naomi karaokeing it, but the karaoke track, I don't know if you've listened to that song, there's not a lot of backing. It's, so it was very funny to try to watch her try to keep the same not tempo, but like timing, and then just randomly the voices would come in with "Ooh, leap of faith, leap," and she's like in the middle of a paragraph.
That is a totally different song.
Huh? Leap of faith, leap of faith, leap of faith, leap of faith. Only thing to do is jump over the moon. You skipped Maureen's performance.
Oh, I was singing a song from the 70s.
When?
Cats in the Cradle and the Silver
Right.
Spoon.
The Maureen and then I said you skipped that song, the song that references that.
That song
when my mother was listening to the movie soundtrack of Rent, I'm explaining for both the audience and you, because obviously everybody's confused.
So confused.
She skipped the best number, which is Maureen's performance art.
Ugh.
And she, references Cat in the... Anyway. Or does she? Or does she just talk about moons? I don't remember. Fork ran away with the... Fuck, I don't know. This has been The Living, the Dead, and the Cats. My name is Harry Mackwell. Thank you so much to Olive Louise for letting us use your music as our intro and outro music. I love you so much, Olive, and I hope you're having a wonderful new year. You can find her on SoundCloud or Spotify or YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or wherever the heck.
LinkedIn?
Probably. At Olive Louise is usually her handle. You can follow the rest of us. You can follow the podcast at And the Cats Cast on Twitter or Instagram. We also have a Facebook page.
I mean, if you're still on that.
Also, a thank you to my sister. Sorry to keep calling you out, but you let us use your artwork, and it's super cool for making the podcast art years ago before she knew that we were gonna...
That podcasts existed?
Steal it. Well, podcasts existed. Nobody listened to them yet.
I'm Molly Cogswell. I'm Harry's mom. And Harry does all the work to turn what starts out to be a random 90-minute to 2+ hour conversation into something that is slightly more coherent and hopefully more entertaining.
Well, I have to do something because I don't contribute anything. Sorry, I'll stop being self-deprecated.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you to my mom, Molly, for being the brains and the wisdom and the storyteller of our little show. She's quite an amazing person. I was just telling her the other week that I hope she has plans to write a memoir someday, because she's had an incredible life. And hopefully you guys will get to keep hearing more about it.
I love you, Harry.
What else do we talk about? Wait. Let me look at my notes. Oh no, that's it. That was the part where it says sentimental bullshit. It's written right down here. I love you too, Mom.
Everything.
In with the good thoughts, out with the bad thoughts. Thank you for your money. My fingers were stinging, left with the same feeling. No one's really listening.